So when it came time to actually water the lawn, I divided the yard into 3 sections. Just wanted to make sure that very few moves needed to be made, because I knew if there were fewer moves, I'd be more likely to actually move the sprinkler. So it's very critical. But what you're going to see is on that side of the yard was zone 1. Basically from the corner of the sunroom over, we were able to kind of water everything on that side. Now then zone 2 was this long stretch that you see in front of you. We turned the sprinkler sideways and we kind of did one of these deals, and we were able to get this whole area. Now this is zone 3, and this was our last area that we were able to water. The play set wasn't here at the time, but as you can tell, this area got plenty of water. Okay, maybe not so much. So every morning I would stand at this very spot and look out at my lawn, just kind of waiting for that first blade of grass to appear. I did all the work, sowed the seeds. Now it's just time for nature to take its course, you know what I'm saying? And so I remember when it happened. It was about 10 days into the process. I walked out here and I noticed this green haze kind of covering the yard. Looked like one of those little, green hairs coming up out of the ground, like one of those, what was that, chia pets. You know what I'm talking about? The chia. You know? Yeah, one of those. Now you would think that seeing the grass physically come out of the ground would inspire me enough to continue watering the lawn, but I had a few things working against me in this whole process. First of all, I had to actually move the sprinkler. Now, I know, right? I'm not looking for any sympathy here. It seems like a small enough thing, right? But to move the sprinkler, I had to walk on the wet dirt, which was soft, which means when I would step, I would sink, and sometimes I'd sink all the way down to my ankles, which, I didn't like that. So that's the first problem. In addition to that, at times I would just kind of forget to move the sprinkler. My goal was every 20 minutes, but that would often turn into an hour or more before I'd remember to move to the next section, which would only prove to make the ground more wet, softer, and more difficult to walk on. So you can understand how that would be a problem. Also started affecting my water bill. My level of consumption drastically went up, became very cost prohibitive. My bill was actually more than doubled the month that I started this process. And then if that wasn't enough, I couldn't beat the heat. I mean, it was July and it was hot, and it seemed no matter how much that I watered the lawn, the sun would just manage to burn up those little blades of grass until they became brittle and eventually just died. And so I found myself kind of looking out each morning at this lot that eventually became nothing more than black dirt, and then gave way to what you see now, this kind of army of weeds. And it really began to look eerily similar to what I had fought so hard to replace. Nothing had changed. I mean, all of my efforts were in vain. And that's when I started contemplating the benefits of artificial turf.